Hey, Jack, and Jack will fix it here. All right, real quick. I kind of threw something together because I got my new pump the other day. Well, actually last night. And then early this morning, I had a few minutes. Grabbed parts and pieces and hose and everything just to throw this together because I'm like, I want to test it today. I got some time to play around. So what I did is I used to have the small transfer pump. The cast iron piece of crap that spew out rust constantly unless you drain it. It's a nut roll. So I got the stainless steel Wayne PLS 100. Supposed to put anywhere probably a 50 PSI boost. Why? Because to run this puppy, it runs on low pressure, but I like it to be about 80 because I don't like the PSI that comes off of ROs. And unless I have a carbonator pump to boost this puppy up to 120 and keep it at 100, 120, because what you'll see is I'll demonstrate here, you can lose up to 40 PSI from whatever you boost to when you're running your system. Let me just show you real quick. What we got here is almost 60 tap pressure. And of course, I'm going through I did a quick hookup because I'm not going to walk through mud right now, just hook water up. So it's going through almost 200 feet of half-inch tubing. Comes into the transfer pump, excuse me, it actually goes through the carbon block. This is actually a carbon block, not granulated, the actual. Trust me, it costs a little bit. But it comes through, filters in, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so what we do is, let's say I open the waste up, right? Of course, waste, you're going to drop. And let me turn on the permeate too. And let's turn the pump on. I see, my goodness, that's not much. Well, this pump, when everything is off, that's pushing 120 right now. So when I open this up to where I want it, doing a little bit of waste, adjusting my waste, that's where I want it. You already lost 20 PSI just running waste. Opened up permeate, it's going to my pole. So I like to keep it right at about 80 or so PSI. Works great. So it's actually a nice quiet pump. Actually has a switch so you don't have to plug and unplug. You can just flick the switch if you're not running it. It's a continuous duty, but you have to have water running through this. Unless you buy a pressure switch and you do the bypass thing. For me, I'll just switch it. Anyway, I'm running at about 84. Now incoming is close to anywhere from 180 to 190 TDS. I'm getting about a 4 to a 5. So actually, when you look at the specs for the membrane at 80 PSI, it's only a 96 or so rejection membrane. Well, I'm kicking out about 97.5% rejection, which is really good for this type membrane with that pressure. Now, what type flow do I get from my spray bar? Say again, I don't use jets. Haven't used jets in 6 years. I use spray bars. I make them. Well, I like the Tucker one, but I still make my own, still like my own. But anyway, I mean, we're talking pretty respectable spray here. You can actually feel it hitting your hand. Now, when I shut the pump off and just let it do its deal, that's what you get. Barely anything, light little sprinkle on the hand. Some people say I can clean like this, life is good. Not me. No. I like to have a little bit of pressure. It helps blow the goop off the glass. So crank it up. It just doubled in size. And it'll actually work. My Gardeners, what are these, the 120s, the black ones? It'll actually power these. I don't even know if you can see them running, but it'll power my fans. So, gonna go do some glass, see what it looks like on the glass. I like the setup. Then I can go back again and permanently mount everything back in here where it should be. Put a nice shroud over this. I'm not using DI at all today because normally what I'll do is I'll run the permeate to there, which goes in through the caching tank, goes through an anion tank. Some of that used resin that's still kind of good that people throw away because I get it. Nah, I use that crap up. I have two 10-inch filters there where I put the older DI, mixed bed DI in there. I can go like that. But what I also do is I run it through my 3/4 cube. That right there will last an awful long time when you're putting in, you can go from 9 to 5 to 4 to 3 if you're lucky from this. It goes in there, kicks it. It may only kick it down 1 or 2, depending what solids are in there. Once it goes up to here, we're talking. I mean, I've had this for what, a year and a half, and it's still the same resin. So I'm probably only putting about 1 in there. And I don't deal with these TDS meters all over the place, or I got to check everything. I got one I carry with me. If I want to test my water, I'll test it at the pole end and go, oh, look at that. You know, I don't need to spend all that money. All you need are one of these, and every now and then you just take a little cap off, you get your little measurement, boom, you're good. So that's it. If you have a transfer pump, I recommend check Amazon. These things run anywhere from $200 to $300, or you get one that was used but returned. Shoot, this is only like not even 120 bucks. It's quiet, it's powerful, and it's putting out definitely some pressure. So just thought I'd spread the word. That is all.